Good morning, and welcome to this impromptu podcast. I hope everyone is having a really good summer. This is just a kind of an off-the-cuff podcast to say hello to everyone. I hope that everyone's having a great summer. Wish everyone a great summer, and also I've got a few news items and things that I wanted to tell you about. If you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to make a comment just to make sure that everything is working properly. And if you are regular viewers of the Thursday night podcast that we do every night at 9 p.m. Eastern time, I thank you so much for being a part of that. It really means a lot. And yeah, it's a wonderful thing. And I have something every single Thursday night in that time slot, 9 p.m. Eastern time, right here where you're watching this. So I encourage you to come by and take a look. Like I said, if you can see my face and hear my voice, please leave a quick comment. Let me know that everything is working properly and that you can, and let me know where you're viewing this from. Now, I've got a few things to tell you about. First and foremost, got something really new and exciting. Now, I don't know how this is going to look on the camera, but check this out. Do you recognize this logo? This is, I just got these from the printer. Let me throw these over here so it's out of my way. These are some new hoodies with my logo on it. And with, of course, my head behind here, I can't see whether or not you can see it or not. But this is what it's supposed to look like. So rather than try to hold that up in front, this is what the new hoodies are going to look like. If you're interested in a hoodie, send me an email. There's a link in the description, and I'll put my email address up on the screen as well. If you're interested in one of those cool hoodies, just send me a message. And once they're ready for prime time, I will get one out to you. Let me get that banner back up here. We do have some comments coming in. Richard Brazo, viewing from Coleman, Wisconsin. Thanks for coming on, Richard. Appreciate it. We also have Dean Hebert. All is good there in Manitoba, Canada. Hope you guys are having an awesome summer. And yeah, that is really cool that you guys are checking in. I really appreciate that. So like I said, I do have these hoodies. I just have two that came in from the printer, and I'm going to be having some more printed. If you're curious about getting one of these hoodies, send me an email. My email address is in the description, and I'll get back to you once everything is ready and with the cost and the details about ordering a Vintage Snowmobile Lovers hoodie. And you can wear it to Vintage Snowmobile events with pride, and when we have fall coming up with the crisp, cool air, it's the perfect thing to wear during the fall season. Now, the other thing I wanted to tell you about is our good friends at the Lancaster Motel in Lancaster, New Hampshire. You've heard me speak of them quite often. Lancaster, New Hampshire is steeped in the history of the snowmobile. There's so many historic things that happened in the town of Lancaster, and the Lancaster Motel is square in the middle of Lancaster, and many of those things, those historic things, happened right there at the Lancaster Motel. For instance, when they used to have the Lancaster Grand Prix in the 60s and 70s, most of the race teams stayed there, a lot of the spectators stayed there, and they had the award ceremony right there in the lobby of the Lancaster Motel. So why am I talking about the Lancaster Motel? Well, they're having an event this 4th of July that you may just want to participate in. The event itself has nothing whatsoever to do with snowmobiles, modern or vintage, but it is steeped in the history. That town is a big part of the history of the snowmobile. It's walking distance from Crane Snowmobile Museum, and they're just really cool snowmobile-friendly people, our friends at the Lancaster Motel. So what is this event? It's going to be happening July 3rd and 4th. Now, I'll just read what we have here on this card. The Lancaster Motel would like to invite you to their 4th of July celebration. Be a part of their first ever Lancaster Cigar event. If you like smoking fine cigars, you'll love this event. It's hosted by the De Leon family. They are the makers of the Monte de Leon cigars. The fun and festivities will happen on July 3rd and 4th, and here's the rundown. Now, Saturday, July the 3rd, from 12 noon to 5 p.m., the De Leon's Mobile Cigar Lounge, they've got a kind of a truck that'll show up there, and that De Leon's Mobile Cigar Lounge will be giving out cigar samples. The bar at the Lancaster Motel will be serving craft cocktails with cocktail tastings. There'll be trivia, plenty of swag, and you can watch a cigar rolling demo with Gabriel Cruz Alea, cigar roller and owner of La Jolla del Chan. And he's coming all the way from Puerto Rico to show you how to roll a cigar. There'll also be live music by America's Got Talent finalist, Army veteran Sal Gonzalez. Now, the music will be from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m., live music accompanying the evening cocktail bar and cigar lounge festivities. And they encourage you, of course, to drink responsibly. But if you'd like to have an extra drink or two, please rent a room there at the Lancaster Motel, spend the night so you don't have to worry about being out on the road after you had a couple of drinks. And it's worth your while to stay at the Lancaster Motel because the very next day, July the 4th, you can watch the town's 4th of July parade from the huge front patio of the Lancaster Motel while sampling a Bloody Mary, a mimosa, a boozy coffee, or other classic cocktails accompanied by a tasty breakfast cigar. And the parade goes right by that patio, so you've got a premium front row seat to the parade. Now, from 4 to 5 p.m. on Sunday, the 4th of July, they're going to have a cigar and cocktail happy hour with discounts on cigars and cocktails. You can learn how to make a proper cocktail with the Compass Rose mixologist Charles Lafond, and that starts promptly at 4 p.m. Now, if you have any questions about this event, call the Lancaster Motel directly. Their phone number is 603 788 4921. It's on the screen. The phone number is on the screen as well as in the comment section of this podcast. You can also send them an email. That email address is in the comment section as well. It's also on the screen here, cigars@thelancastermotel.com. Now, if you are in the area or care to drive to the area, that being Lancaster, New Hampshire, central New Hampshire, this is a wonderful event, and it's deep in the heart of snowmobile country. This area is rich in the history of the snowmobile. Now, granted, there's grass on the ground and not snow on the ground, but the history still exists. The Crane Snowmobile Museum is walking distance down the road. You can try to slip over there while you're there. You want to call in advance first to make an appointment. It is by appointment only. But the whole area is steeped in the history of the snowmobile. The first Ski-Doo snowmobiles were imported into the U.S. through Lancaster, New Hampshire, and the first American ever to ride a Ski-Doo snowmobile in the U.S. or Canada lives in Lancaster, New Hampshire. Now, his name is Paul Crane. He's the owner of Crane's Snowmobile Museum. The Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame is also based out of Lancaster, New Hampshire. They have a corner of Crane's Snowmobile Museum that is devoted to all of the inductees into the museum. And also the first snowmobile club in America was formed in 1964, right there in Lancaster, New Hampshire. So you can see where some of those legacy trails are. And if you're ever interested in snowmobiling there in the winter, of course, the Lancaster Motel is a wonderful place to stay. They are right on the trails, and they can put you in touch with the Snowdrifters Snowmobile Club, and they can point out to you where those legacy trails are, those first trails that were created back in 1964. Now, of course, the condition of these trails is much better than you would have seen in 1964. They're wider and smoother and all of that to accommodate the larger grooming equipment that they have today. But still, you can ride those legacy trails that were formed back in 1964 when snowmobiling was just taking off. And all of this, of course, with our friends at the Lancaster Motel, looking for the graphic. And where is the graphic for the motel? Right here, the Lancaster Motel. Now, one last thing about the Lancaster Motel is that they have a special deal throughout the winter. This isn't for everybody, but for the right person, this is a wonderful opportunity. Now, you can rent a room at the Lancaster Motel by the day, by the week, by the month, or by the season. And a lot of people are doing this. They're renting a room there by the season. They come up from out of state. They tow all of their snowmobiles and their gear, and they leave it there for the winter. For the season, you could leave it there for a week, for a month, for the season, and they go back down country during the week, come back during the weekend, and this is their home away from home during the winter, where all of their snowmobiles are parked. They don't have to tow their snowmobiles and their gear up every single week. They just bring it up there once, they leave it there, and the snowmobile suits and helmets and boots are in the room, and the Snowmobiles are locked up in the trailer in the parking lot, massive parking lot, plenty of parking, and they're right on the trail, Corridor Trail 5 in Lancaster, New Hampshire. So if you're just joining us, we were talking about a cigar and a cigar event that the Lancaster Motel is going to be hosting July 3rd and 4th. The graphic is there on your screen. Have a look. And if you're curious, the details are in the description as far as how to reach out to them. And also, if you just joined us, we've got some new hoodies. I just threw the hoodies out of my reach, so I can't grab them. But I got a couple of new hoodies here from the printer. Let me see if I can get my face in here. How you doing? Yeah, I got these new hoodies from the printer, and they look great. And I'll be making them for sale here real soon. I haven't got everything set up yet as far as setting up something to click on to order your hoodie. But if you are curious about ordering one of these cool new hoodies, click the link in the description. Send me an email. Say, hey, save one for me. And I will do exactly that. And I'll send you the details once they're ready as far as a link that you can click on to order and all of that. So that is it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just a kind of a quick impromptu podcast to say hello to everyone. And hope you're all having a wonderful summer. Look forward to catching up with you guys in the fall. As you probably figured out, during the summer months, I'm doing reruns with the exception of last weekend. We had that tour of Al's Snowmobile parts warehouse. If you're curious about that, I just look in the, I didn't put a, yeah, there's a link. No, there's not a link. Well, just scroll down on the newsfeed at Vintage Snowmobile Lovers or Vintage Snowmobile Lovers, and you'll see where that video is. Or click the link for videos at the Facebook page, and it'll show you that tour of Al's Snowmobile Parts Warehouse. Now, their claim is that they are the largest seller, or they have the largest inventory of used snowmobile parts in the world. And after you watch this tour, you'll be inclined to believe that claim. I know I sure am. And yeah, come October, I'm going to start doing new episodes with new interviews, just like we were in the spring. Got a lot of cool stuff lined up. I will probably pop up here and there through the summer months with either a live podcast, because I've found something that I wanted to share with you, and I miss doing this. It's a lot of fun. And lost my train of thought. But yeah, starting October, every single week I'll be going live with new content. And the other thing I wanted to mention is, if you like this podcast and the way that I do this, I'm going to be doing something very similar on the topic of muscle cars. If you enjoy American cars from the mid 60s to the mid 80s, I'm going to be doing a podcast on that. Let me get you an email address. If you're curious about that, send me an email at the address on your screen. There's also an email address in the description. Send me an email, and I will keep you posted as to when this new podcast about muscle cars is ready. And that'll just be in the next couple of weeks. I mean, that's coming right up. I'm just working behind the scenes here, getting all of my ducks in a row to be able to do that and getting my contacts together. And there'll be some footage. It's going to be a show and tell type of podcast, much like you see with the Vintage Snowmobile podcast I do. Going to be a lot of show and tell with people showing their muscle cars. So if you like that stuff, click the link in the description, send me an email, and I will keep you in the loop to notify you when that first episode is ready. And that's going to be happening every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. And like I said, if you're curious, send me an email, and I'll send you a link as to where you can find it and all of that. And yeah, all right. I believe I'm done. But thanks, guys, for coming on. I really appreciate it. Great to be in touch with you. Thank you for making the comments in the comment description, the comment section. And if you're in or near Lancaster, New Hampshire, or plan to be around July 3rd and 4th, that's a wonderful event. Have cigars and drinks out there on the patio with friends, and the next day watch the parade go by. It's just a really nice way to spend that weekend. Something to think about. All right, guys, have a great day. And I'm out of here. Just got to find my thank you graphic. I'm getting rusty. It's been a while since I've done this, but here you go. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.